Perspective. The only false perspective is the perspective that your perspective is the only true perspective. That's a quote from this weird guy on the internet that I'm a fan of. Anyway, perspective. What even is perspective? You might think it's obvious, but I think it goes a lot deeper than you think. And by the end of this video, I will show you how the difference in perspectives can be absolutely radical. See, the key to enlightenment is being open-minded enough to understand the relative truth in every perspective. Right now, you're searching for a perspective of truth. You're looking for truth in the content of perspective. Absolute truth lies within the relativity. Absolute truth lies in between the lines. Absolute truth lies in the context of the perspective. Quick distinguishment between context and content. In a dream, everything you see is the content. You can do science in the dream, that's content. You can talk to someone in a dream, that's content. Context is that you're in the dream, that it is a dream. That's the difference between context and content. So instead of looking for truth, searching for truth, find truth within the search. Now, obviously, nothing I'm saying makes any sense whatsoever, because what I'm referring to is ineffable. What I'm referring to is something beyond language. Language itself can't be truth. It's a symbol. It can only point to truth. We've gotten so caught up in symbols, we only know how to think with the conceptual mind. But there is a mind, that is your mind, that goes beyond concept. And that's the mind to tap into. How do you do that though? Well, the best way to really go about it is to practice radical open-mindedness. Radical open-mindedness. You have to destroy your sense of self, which sounds scary. See, your sense of self is built around this identity, this ego. It wants to stay stagnant. It wants to fake being this entity, this solid entity, when that's not what you are at all. You're an amorphous blob of nothingness, right? Who has confused itself into thinking that it's a somebody. How do you break out of this? You realize the fragility of personality and perspective. Let's go to your deepest truth. Killing is bad, right? Of course it is. It's horrible. Death is the worst thing that can ever happen to someone. Oh, a little third eye is popping out there. Well, there are cultures that exist today. Obviously, very obscure cultures. But there are cultures today that perform human sacrifices. They offer their own people to the gods. Is that bad? Well, of course, from your perspective, you think that's bad. But what about from their perspective? That's their culture. That's what they do. Just as you've been societally conditioned to think that death is bad, right? You think death is bad because that's how you've been raised. You go to a funeral and everyone's crying, it's so bad, we lost this person. that's not the only perspective. There are tribes that think that death is this beautiful thing. It's like leveling up. It's a beautiful part of the journey to the next plane of existence, right? Who are you to say that that's wrong? Who are you to judge? See, everyone is the hero in their own mind. That culture would think that you are absolutely insane for thinking that death is so bad. How could they not be sacrificing humans to the gods, right? Now, of course, this doesn't mean that you actually have to practice this. It's about being open-minded to the fact that that is their relative truth. And your relative truth is your relative truth. And you might be saying, Connor, this is so dangerous. If everyone just acts out their own relative truths, the world would become chaos and evil. No, you see, that's what's already happening. Because people think that their relative truth is the only truth. It creates this divide. That's what creates the chaos, see? When you realize the perspective, the true perspective of perspective, this meta perspective, that all perspectives are relatively true, it is liberating. It is freeing. It's forgiveness. It's acceptance. It's oneness. When you truly get this oneness, there is no resistance to reality. There is no trying to take from others because you're just taking from yourself. Right now, you think that you can take from the world and somehow become better. That's not the case. You taking from the world is taking from yourself. Examine this. Next time you do something that you feel bad about, notice that you're taking from your own mental energy. That's why Jesus preached against sin. Not sinning is not only selfless, it's selfish to not sin. See? Because not sinning is beneficial to you. It provides peace of mind. So no, when everyone is radically accepting of all other cultures and all other minds, and they start to realize the perfection of reality, the beautiful diversity that is actually leading to this oneness. See, you can't have oneness if you first didn't experience separateness. Once people realize this, all that evil actually goes away. See, everyone will always have a different surface level perspective. But there's a meta perspective, a perspective about perspectives. And that is this enlightened mind, the mind beyond the conceptual mind. And this mind, everyone shares. And this mind, when you tap into it, it's freeing and liberating. And this is where the oneness is. Everyone will be able to participate and take in this oneness. And that's how the world will be saved. See, my perspective is very grandiose relative to your perspective. Does that mean it's true or not true? Whose perspective is just true? It's both and neither. No one is right or wrong. It's non-dual. Right and wrong is a duality. You'll find that that duality can collapse, and there's only right with a capital R. Everything happens for a reason. You can't have that evil, or you can't have that good without that evil. You can't have that evil without the good, but most people don't want the evil, so why would they care? Here's an exercise, just to show you how radically different perspectives can be. I want you to imagine a landscape, and I want you to imagine in this landscape a desert and a snow globe. Okay? Do you have that pictured in your mind? Picture this before I go further. A landscape with a desert and a snow globe. See, most of you probably pictured this desert like the Sahara Desert, and this little snow globe about this big, boom, just sitting in the sand. This isn't the only perspective, see? Let me just show you how radically different perspectives can be. And what you'll find is that your perspective, although relatively true, it's sure not the most creative. That's for sure. See, when I do this exercise with some people, Some people put the snow globe on a cactus. Some people put the snow globe upside down. Some people put the snow globe on a desert snake. Some people have the snow globe moving. Some people have the snow globe changing colors. See? See how radically different this can be than your snow globe? It's not even close to the final level, right? The analogy would be that these type of snow globes, these creative snow globes, are like a person who has dipped their foot into self-development. They've realized these other perspectives, but still surface level. Let me tell you the radically different perspective that you can have of this desert and snow globe. I just said imagine a landscape with a desert and a snow globe. Why didn't you put the desert in the snow globe? My snow globe contains the desert, but not only the desert. My snow globe contains the entire world, the entire Earth. It's a snow globe of Earth. Camera just shut off, memory card was full, it couldn't take anymore, its mind was blown. See how radically different that perspective is? That is how radically different your perspective can be on reality. Completely turned inside out. See, right now you see yourself as this thing in the universe, looking out to the universe. I see myself as the universe, examining this character. Your sense of self can be so radically transformed. The first step is just understanding that there are new perspectives out there that you can experience. And the next step, radical open-mindedness. Do some Prima Sati yoga, some meditation, and it will come. So yeah, just have an open mind. Radical open-mindedness is key. My videos will be radically expanding your mind very soon. So keep watching. I love you. Unconditional love. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.